How's everybody doing, brothers and sisters? Everybody be cool now. Come on. That's Mick Jagger and
Here
Altamont.
we go.
I was doing Mick Jagger and Altamont on a Friday just to get
Love
everybody kind of eased into our Friday high noon broadcast. Creative Tony, good day to you, sir. Hello
Good
to all
day.
of y'all over on the comments line. But first, let me check in with my main man. I can tell that you've got a clean-shaven dome
Yep.
and your face is all
Yep.
smooth. I enjoyed the beard. I think it was as recent as yesterday. Look up and bam, it's gone. You're like David Bowie, dude. You go through like you're changing like a chameleon 4 or 5 times. You do. You got like 4 or 5 different looks every week. I don't know what I'm going to get. I got hats. I got beards. Then I look up. There's nothing there. Tony, explain your chameleon-like existence. Go.
You know what it is? It's an itchy thing, and it's also when the kids complain about the beard, I shave.
What does that mean? What's the complaint? What are we talking
My
about?
daughter literally yesterday is like, Dad, it's time for you to shave. And I
Really?
go, yeah. And I go, okay. You know what? You're probably right because my face is itching, and I said, fine, easy. But I never do a full clean shave. There's still stubble,
You see,
but it's just
I didn't hear a lot of conviction in that. Okay, I wasn't convinced that you.
I like having a beard. I do, but I like it. Also, I don't like the itch. So it's like it gets rid of the itch, And can I have Eddie Vedder greet people today? I can see the comment lines already. Can I just play some Vedder real quick?
Yeah, man.
Actually, you know what? Hang on, I gotta set
Do whatever
it up.
you want to do. It's Friday. It's high noon. You get do whatever. You get loose, baby.
Happy high noon. But I love this bite from Eddie Vedder. I heard it during the Oakland show I was listening to that you and I went to, Paulie.
What a show that was. Great one.
Yeah, it's nice to see happy people.
Yeah, it is. I agree with Eddie Vedder on that. You know what? Because when I look at the comments line, that's how I feel. It's nice to see happy people. You got to get that, like,
dude, you've never done a Vedder before.
Oh, it's nice to see. Let's play some baseball, Chicago. You know what I mean? He's always got that quivering thing. Oh, nice, I hate George Bush. You know what I mean? Like,
I've never heard you do a Vedder before. That's great, man.
Every now and again, it's nice to see the happy people. All right, Creative Tony. Speaking of happy people, we're all going to be. And by the way, can I tell you maybe the worst track ever written of all time? You and I were singing the praises of REM the other day. Let me tell you the worst song ever written in the history of mankind. Shiny, happy effing people. Get out of my face with that, dude. Get shiny, happy, shiny, happy. You know what I'm saying, dude? Come on, cut the shit. Really, cut the shit with that. Let's not get too happy. I got to get a bazooka out and settle everybody down.
It's a pretty bad song. Agreed.
Horrible.
It's a pretty bad
horrible.
Song.
Is that the one where they bring out KRS too? Like they got who I'm a big fan of. Dude, the riff stinks. Totally, it's so good. You're killing me, man. Is that the one with KRS-One?
I think so. Meet me in the crowd. Happy.
Oh, dude.
Happy.
I wasn't ready for that.
Sorry, man.
No, it's beautiful. I needed a good laugh like that. Meet me in the crowd. That whole thing.
Loving.
Hey, Stipe. I got guns, and I'm a fan. But cut that shit out. Cut that shit out, man. They say, meet me in the crowd. Dude, that sounds outstanding. All right. Oh my God. I gotta get the wheels back on, bro.
Here. Let's have Longbridge. Bring the wheels back on with Longbridge Pizza.
Why don't you start? Let you start the spot. Let me get a sip of coffee, get my wheels back on, because I'm a mess right now.
There's some things cooking with Longbridge. We love Longbridge Pizza on 3rd Street, 2347 3rd Street, just down the street.
Meet me at Longbridge. I'm happy eating pepperoni.
Here's one thing I can promise you about Longbridge. You're not going to hear shiny, happy people when you walk into Longbridge Pizza. No, the people there are happy, dude. Shout out Karen right behind the front counter. Karen will hook you up. She's been there for 10 years since they opened, I think, pretty much.
Oh my God.
She'll pour you a nice craft beer. Also, Steven with the playlist. You got Andre is the assistant GM. Come on, they're all great people there. So it's not just Neil. It's not just Andrew. It's a great. Neil talks about the Vibe Tribe. It's a great. It's a great atmosphere with the people there. Great neighborhood and dog patch. I think it's like 4 blocks south of Chase Center. It's a great spot. It's not just the food, it's the vibe, it's the music, it's the beer, it's the people. It's a great spot. Longbridge Pizza, 2347 3rd Street. And by the way, Gabriel Iglesias tomorrow night at Chase Center, comedian Gabriel Iglesias, if you happen to be going, go to Longbridge before or after. And then Dubs Mavericks Sunday midday matinee, 12:30 to the jump, as they say, is at 12:30. So if you're going to the game, go to Longbridge before or after the game. And also Neil, by the way, is taking his boy to the Dubs game.
Oh, good.
So
Nico. He's taking Nico.
So we've got Particles in Chase Center. We got Polymac Particles in Chase Center Sunday versus Mavericks.
Yeah.
And the Nico pizza, by the way, or the Sophia pizza, which is the last thing I've eaten, and the Caesar salad. It's just the food there's phenomenal, Paul. That's all I gotta say.
Well done. Well done.
Order takeout too.
And they do. If you're in the Dog Patch area, they do deliver. Visit the menu online. It's right in front of you there, longbridgepizza.com. Everything Tony said, I can back and I can vouch for 1,000,000%. And that pizza, the Nico pizza that I've been raving about for a couple of weeks now, that's named after his son that he'll be bringing to the game. And Neil, again, South City. See, now I've segued. I've learned not to say South San Francisco. South City, and he's bringing that South City kind of pride and love. So get on down to Longbridge, and we'll see you there. Hey, DC, thanks.
And Neil, Neil, bring home a W. Bring home a W against the Mavericks. That's all I got to ask. You and Nico have a responsibility. You got a job to do on Sunday. Bring home a dub against those Mavs.
Yeah, because I got a job to do. All right, hey, listen, I want to get DC, great super, get him up on the screen.
Oh, let's go.
Smoke him if you got him. Now, I haven't made that big move yet, but Tony and I are contemplating a special 420 Ganja tribute show, and that could get particularly loose and very, very funny as we get closer to April. We'll investigate that and see if you guys want to join in. But we haven't gone down that road live on the air. But if you guys want to, I encourage it all the time. Like, this is the official start of the weekend in the happy hour. That's why we call it high noon. Get it? You know what I mean, T?
Dude, 100%. And Bob Marley just wants to give a shout out to DC as well.
Herb is a plant. Herbs are good for everything.
Yeah,
there you go.
He's 100% right.
That is for you, buddy. Thank you for the super, buddy. That is for you. Thank you very much. And happy Friday, y'all.
That's right, Tony. Quick question for you. How many of the players on Team USA and Team Canada in the Four Nations face-off championship game last night played in Boston? Most of the country was watching that game. It was crazy how hockey just shot to the top of the food chain because great move. Great, especially, Tony, especially on the heels of, I'm going to be honest with you and just call it kind of an embarrassing all-star weekend. Like, the Pro Bowl in football has become an abomination. It's not even, there's no competition on any level. They're playing hacky sack. I mean, cut the shit. The Pro, I don't know what I'm more mad at today, Creative Tony, Shiny Happy People or the Pro Bowl. Both of them equally suck. And again, I do like REM and I'm a big football fan, but the Pro Bowl stinks and the NBA All-Star game needs some help too. So Tony, like, I feel like those leagues could take a lot from what they just experienced and watch hockey do, because hockey maximized their all-star break. And instead of having like a dull, kind of non-competitive all-star game, because NHL had been going down that road too, Tony, with skills competitions.
Yeah.
I don't think fans really want that stuff ultimately. I think fans want to see the best players really compete.
The like ultimate competition, the best versus the best. And now, in the game that they love. I don't need Bosa. I don't need Bosa doing a tug of war. I don't.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'd love to see Bosa trying to take Mahomes' head off. That's what I'd like to see in the Pro Bowl.
That's the kind of stuff Ronnie Lott used to do. I remember watching Ronnie Lott. He used to get after guys at the Pro Bowl.
We got to get Ronnie on the show, by the way. We got to get Ronnie on the show.
I know. I like to leave Ronnie alone in the offseason, but I agree with you. Now, Tony, supers are coming in real quick. You want to take care of those? But I do want to talk. What's so funny?
I love it, dude. No, I like that you say, "Jordan, take care of those."
Well, no, meaning just put them up because I don't have that power. Yeah.
Come on.
Nick T. Francesco, thank you, my brother. PMP to be the hockey show. Creative Tony yesterday. In fact, it's funny, dude. Take my money. Thank you, Nick. Thanks, brother. Four Nations was killer. Tony, let me talk to you because I am a little bit more hockey.
I loved it, Paulie. I was locked in, man, and that was a scene, dude. The Garden was rocking last night. You could not hear the actual anthem because the crowd was singing the national anthem so loud that you couldn't even hear the singer. The videos I saw, the footage I saw, you couldn't even really hear. Like, this one guy posted, I forget who it was on Twitter. He posted a video from his seats of the anthem, and you couldn't hear the singer. You just couldn't. And I don't know.
Well, that's Boston. Yeah, that was pretty predictable. I figured that'd be a jacked up crowd. I got to be honest, Tony. I was surprised. I saw as many Canadians in the crowd as I did. There was a fair amount of Canada jerseys in that crowd, which stood out like a sore thumb because they were bright red. But hats off to Canada. Listen, it was a great competition. The thing you got to remember, Tony, again, with this tournament, these are pros. These are NHL guys. So these guys, you got guys you got guys skating for Team Canada that will come back and skate for the Boston Bruins now. So there's like, it was an interesting format. And I think now, because it was so popular and so well received, And the again, Tony, the magic word, competition. These guys really wanted to win. It was a battle, overtime, no less. And by the way, just from a hockey perspective, a little X's and O's in hockey, how in God's name is Connor McDavid that wide open in front of the net without a defender anywhere? Like, how do you lose track? That's the one guy you have to get. It's like letting Steph Curry wander around without a defender. Connor McDavid was planted right in front of the goalie. There were 4 defensemen like around him, but nobody was on him. Got the feed, boom, game over, just like that. And that's the thing with hockey, sudden death OT, bro. It's you're skating, bam, game's over. It happens so fast.
I know, it was such a shock to the system because I was getting it. I'm like, ooh, we got another full period here. Let's go. I want to see, like, anyway, it's real quick. I have to get another super here. The Aspiring Botanist. By the way, I love the name. Love the name. Nick DiFrancesco, thank you very much for the super.
Thank you, Nick.
Hell yeah, will be the hockey show. And the Aspiring Botanist, dude.
Well, that's what I was talking about yesterday.
Be a Rasta, man. Be a Rasta. We all can be a Rasta. You don't need to have dreads. You don't need to be from Jamaica to be a Rasta. It's a belief.
I saw Peter Tosh. I've seen some footage of Peter Tosh like hanging out with his guys, and they're passing a J around, and that's what Tosh would do. Like Tosh would take a hit, and then he would like wave the smoke over his face. I'm like, damn, that looks so cool. I got to start trying that. I don't know,
like
if
it. Do?
What?
I can't reveal the person who I did it, but the person who I did it with works in law enforcement, and so he didn't want his doesn't want to be revealed.
That's a good call.
Around my campfire pit in Tahoe, we would roll up like a poster or like a newspaper, and then I would inhale and then I would exhale through the rolled up newspaper, and he would be on the other end of the newspaper, and
how'd that go? How was that?
It went pretty well because he didn't want to. He didn't want to just go. He didn't want to go head first into the full experience. I said, "Well, I'll just give you. I'll waft the smoke over your way too."
Hey, a couple of other comments real quick. I just want to address here. Escobar 3. I did see that. Escobar 3 asking if you saw, and Tony, did you see the people in Boston in the crowd dressed up as like American iconic symbols? Like there was a guy in a bald eagle uniform. Yeah. There was a couple of old Patriot guys like the Paul Revere style with the hats and shit. It was crazy. But I love that kind of patriotism. Yes. It was great to see.
And hat tip to the NHL, dude. Hat tip to the NHL. Like they made that happen. They created that. That was incredible.
And Rags, I'm with you 1,000,000%. Did you catch that, Tony? Mike Eruzione walking out and before the game. Yes. Now you got to keep in mind, Mike Eruzione was the captain of the 1980 hockey team that beat the Soviet Union.
Yep.
He's also a kid who was born and raised in Boston, played his college hockey at Boston University, the BU Terriers, which is a great like hockey program up there. They're really serious about college hockey in Boston. It's a big deal. So yes, Rags, I agree. Seeing Eruzione come out before the game was pretty special too. So again, Tony, I just feel like this was a great example that all the leagues could learn from. But I heard a really distressing story today about the NBA I want to share with you. And just to give you an idea, to paint a picture of how apparently most of the guys in the NBA just simply don't give a shit about their All-Star game. So check this out. Stephen A. Smith told the story today that last year, not this All-Star game here at Chase Center, but last year before the game, Larry Bird and Dr. J walked into the locker room to talk to the players and try to get them to compete a little bit. And Stephen A. Smith said a superstar who I will not name was giving side eyes and like making faces, like mocking what Larry Bird and Dr. J were saying. Because why would you want to listen to Larry Bird or Dr. J?
Wow.
Like, what did those guys ever do for the league? Right. Yeah. So, and then after they tried to inspire the players to go out and compete, both teams went out and allowed the other side to score over 200 points. So that tells me that these guys just don't care. There's not a lot of pride in the competition in the event itself. So at this point, I say pull the plug. Like nobody cares. It might be doing more damage than it is good for the league at this point. Like, what's your feeling on that, T, with football and the NBA and their All-Star games? Just a pale shadow.
I wish they would make it matter. I wish Goodell would get off his ass and make it matter.
How though, Tony? How do you do? It's a good point. But how do you do that?
We talked about this the other day. I don't really know. Make it. I don't know, because remember MLB tried to do like the team who won the All-Star game would be the home team, and that's not the best. That's not the best option either, because then why penalize a team, or as Paulie would say, why penalize a team if for winning the AL or the NL, winning their division. So I don't know the answer, Paulie. But again, I'm not getting paid $44 million a year like Goodell is to come up with these ideas. Hey, Goodell, you're getting what does he make? I mean, like his base salary is, I don't know, a few $million or whatever it is.
Well, that's before that's before
$7 million. All the bonuses, though, dude. You want to get started on bonuses?
That's what I'm saying. I love these corporations that they're firing like thousands of employees, but then they bonus themselves at the end of the year. It's like, good. I'm glad you guys had a nice little break there. Hey, enjoy Cancun. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Paulie, that could be said for our former employer, dude.
Well, that's kind of exactly who I was talking about, but I don't want to be that obvious.
Well, I didn't name names. I didn't name names
either. I didn't mean to. My former employer could be a restaurant when I was waiting tables. Could be anybody, Tony.
Right. Totally. We did not specify.
You were talking about the bagel shop, after all. Yeah, right.
I'm still pissed. I'm still pissed.
Yeah, man.
But I want to go back to the hockey because
yes,
it wasn't just the good vibe in the stands and in the arena in the Garden, but it was also the energy of the players, man. Both teams wanted that game bad.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's a lot of national pride there for both countries, all those. They care. Those guys obviously really care.
And they did a great job too. When I have both of my kids who are 9 and 11 wanting to watch that game yesterday,
that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
And then my son going, Dad, go back to the 3 fights in 9 seconds. We got to watch that again too, you know. So we watched that again too. And it's like, I love the hockey hype, and because I've always loved this sport. And we were saying the other day, what they do. Even if it was like on not on ice, but the fact that they do it while skating on ice, dude, is just still blows my mind. And my daughter was talking about that last night. Well, and that goalie Binnington,
dude, he's a badass. He's a stud.
Wow, both goalies for that matter. But Binnington was like, Jesus, dude, he had some. I mean, it was just a great hockey game.
It was, man. And I knew Canada was going to answer the bell. Canada's not going to just lay down for anybody. Again, there's so much pride with Canadians in hockey. Like, that's their sport, man. It's like baseball's American. Hockey is Canadian. And I've said this before, just so you I'm sure you understand this, Tony, but the Canadians, dude, they hate losing in hockey games to the US. They hate it. So, but that bad blood served everybody really well. Now,
dude, did you happen to see the tweet from Justin Trudeau yesterday after the game?
You know what's funny about that? I know that Trump called our locker room before the game. I heard that. I heard about the Trudeau thing, but I didn't see the actual comments. Do you have that, or do you have access
can't
to
take our country and you can't take our game was the tweet.
That's what I'm saying. See, that kind of epitomizes what I was just saying. Yeah, you can't take our game. Totally. They're not messing around. By the way, and Tony illustrated that, I thought, very comedically yesterday when you were talking about Steven Tyler getting his ass kicked by Geddy Lee. That was pretty funny. A Canadian and a Boston guy.
That'd be a scrappy battle, dude.
Like you said, I mean, at some point, Tyler's going to start to employ those scarves, like lassos, tie people up, whatever, gag guys. He could do whatever he had to do. Yeah.
Didn't you say that Tyler used to sneak unmentionables in the scarves?
100%. That's how he said he used to smuggle drugs through customs. Is he like those scarves? This is back in the 70s. Like they had Steven Tyler, Aerosmith lead singer, would have all these scarves hanging off his microphone stand. And he would cut with a razor. He would cut little slits in the scarves, and I'm serious. He would put all his drugs in there so that when they were going into new countries and stuff, they would just check it like with the band equipment. No, that's Tyler's mic. Yeah, there's the scarves. You're good. But anyway, that's where he had all his stuff in the scarves.
Damn. Dude, that's wild, man. That is wild. But it would have been a scrappy battle. I would definitely, but my money would still be on Geddy Lee.
Fair enough. Hey, Creative Tony. So anyway, that was a great thing. And by the way, the NHL season resumes tomorrow. Like, they're not waiting around. They go right back to Warriors. Just had like a week and a half off. The NHL is we'll see you at the rink tomorrow. But anyway, speaking of the Warriors, they are back tonight. They'll be playing up in Sacramento. And I'm actually excited to watch them. I really am. I'm psyched for this backstretch. And the whole Jimmy Butler thing. Let's keep this going. I did say this yesterday, though, Tony, and I do kind of feel this way, honestly, that the loss of De'Aaron Fox kind of hurts that rivalry in my eyes, because he would ball out so hard against Steph, and he always wants to have, and he had a lot of great games against the Warriors. But now that he's gone, I mean, do you feel like it's lost anything, or it will lose anything without De'Aaron Fox up there?
A little bit, because there was because I know De'Aaron Fox looked up to Curry, and so he took it as like a personal challenge and battle when he
That's
was
what I'm
going up
saying.
against Curry.
Yeah.
So it is a bummer, and I actually really like watching the kid play. I
do too.
I think he's a great player, and hopefully has a very long career. And I'm happy for him to play under Popovich too, because he's having a good time under Popovich. It just bums me out that now Wemby's out for the season, so now the Spurs are basically, I don't know, mailing it in for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
How bummed out is De'Aaron Fox now? He just went to San Antonio and all of a sudden like, oh yeah, hey, by the way,
our best player's not playing anymore. Yeah.
It's just like, dude, that is so brutal. So I still love that there's the rivalry, and I got to credit, hat tip to the Kings and their marketing department for coming up with the beam and all that, because that is a thing now.
Yeah, the beam is. I'm sick of the beam, dude. I'm all beamed out.
Right.
They'll light the beam. Okay, we get it already.
But that means it's done its job, right? That's done its job. If we're sick of it, then then it's done its job. And
hey,
that's the rivalry.
Yeah, and Tony, speaking of doing our job, I just want to forward promote just for a second here, because Tony was just able to, if I may.
Oh, okay.
Creative Tony was able to lock this up, and I'm really excited to promote next Tuesday. Tom Tolbert will join us on the program. Very excited about that. And Tom makes his return to the airwaves on Monday. Tony,
he makes his Monday. He'll be back Monday, and I believe early afternoon. We're on at 11 a.m. Monday. He should be on shortly after us. I would say, I don't want to say specifically at noon, but I think right in the noon hour. I would guess.
Okay. Man, I'm sorry I got distracted. I'm seeing a lot of funny comments on the comments line. But yeah, look forward to talking to Tom Tolbert. Now, Tony, in front of us today, I want to get to the musical assignment. We got the particle pick of the week, but I also know that you have a top 3 and you have a bookmark category you want to get into. So how do you want to approach? Let's say music and particle pick for the end. So you can get into bookmarks or top 3, either one. Your choice, man.
Stand by, Paul.
Tony's top 3.
Give it to me again. Sing along.
Tony's top 3.
One more time. Give it to me.
Tony's top 3.
Boy, I like. Yeah, feed him well, Tony. Give him seconds and thirds if necessary, but feed those goddamn ducks. Feed them.
Whoever, the composer of Feeding the Ducks, I feel like I just want to, give a shout out to. I don't know who that person is.
I want to whap some Rastafari and smoke over that dude, the guy who did the ducks composition. Just give me some of that wafting. Have you ever wafted, Tony? Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
It makes a blanket of smoke over the smoker. But what does it do? Does it enhance anything, or is it just about being surrounded by smoke?
I think it can, enhance something, or maybe add.
Good answer. I like that. I think it could enhance something. Yeah. I'll buy that, dude. I'll buy that. That sounded good.
I'm not going to say it's not going to enhance something.
All good answers. All good. Everything you're saying makes sense right now, man.
You put it out into the universe, Paul. It's going to get a reaction. So, so here we go, buddy.
Yes.
The top 3. You brought up item number 1 yesterday, and I'm bringing it back.
Good. Okay.
And I want to know why you brought it up. But first item on Tony's top 3 is: should Will Clark be in the Hall of Fame? And that was you posed that question at the end of the show yesterday.
I did.
And what, were you? I know Will was doing media rounds yesterday.
Well,
and so I love Will. I love he's top 5 favorite baseball players.
I love Will Clark too. I love Will Clark too. Such a badass ball. He's an old school player now compared to this generation. He was no bullshit, tough guy. He'll fight you. He'll fight the entire Cardinal team if necessary by himself. And he did. So I loved everything about him. I loved how he played. I love the passion for the game. And I love the cuts he's been putting on Twitter lately. You guys suck. Yelling at today's players. That's why you guys suck. He's you don't even try to hit. But I kind of agree with what he's saying, Tony. It's they're not really hitting. They're not. How can I say this? It's like Murphy used to say, they're not really playing the game anymore. They're playing
dude.
Yeah.
No, and everybody's swinging for the fences. That's like going out and having fun, being jackasses. But if you want to try and play the game the way it was meant to be played, you get on base, you get them over, you get them in.
Manufacture some runs, baby. And it's exciting for the fans, too. Stolen bases are exciting. Hey, Sons, what's happening on a Friday, brother? Sons of Johnny Lee. spring home opener for the San Francisco Giants and 4th place finish in 25. Bro, the Suns coming from you, that worries me because I mean, Sons of John LeMaster is obviously one of the great hardcore Giant fans out here in the community, and I'm already worried about this like 4th place stuff. Like Tony, I mean, how do you feel overall? I mean, I know we're doing a Will Clark thing, and we'll go back to that, but since Suns is talking 4th place, that's discouraging. How's your head? Do you have any feeling about where this team might wind up?
It's kind of the unknown. Like I saw Adamas get in the box his first swings, and like he went yard in like his second swing. Yeah, and then I see that Ramos is swinging a hot bat, but again, this is all BP and it's all spring, so it's like it's hard to gauge. We did talk about the pitching yesterday, and I do like if Robbie Ray can return to form from a few years ago. If Logan Webb can replicate last year. Again, I feel good about Birdsong. I'm not as feeling good. I don't feel as good about Hicks. And you said this, and I tend to agree with you about Harrison, his 3rd year, that it could be the big year. I do. Harrison.
I feel like he's poised to become like a solid presence. Yes.
I'm not going to say it's not a make or break year, P, but it's like a 3rd year is like, you need to know what you're doing by now. And so I'm hoping that, he does have a good year, and that the location, he really has command of his location.
You know what I mean?
Because there's no question he can change speeds and mess with the hitter's mind that way. But the location is just, and that's what pitching for me is all about. I don't care how hard you throw.
Shout out Greg Maddux. You want to talk about location? Wow. Shout out Greg Maddux. Throwing 85 miles an hour and frustrating guys for years. Tony, I feel like I'm going to be honest, I was underwhelmed with the Giants offseason. I expected and wanted more, especially with Buster Posey now kind of pulling the levers. I was hoping for more of a splash. They still can't seem to land like the biggest guys out there, and it's very frustrating, I think, for myself and a lot of longtime Giant fans. So I don't know how to anticipate what's ahead this season. Like you said, I think most of it comes down to health of their rotation. Because if one or two guys go down, it could spin out, man. It could get ugly.
And defensively, they're a good club too. If Bailey, I don't know about the whole thing about Bailey overweight. I hope he's not. I haven't seen much footage of him in spring, but if Bailey's an incredible defensive catcher, Chapman's one of the best defensive third basemen. Adamas should bring his glove to short, and Lamont Wade's a good defensive first baseman. And then you have the outfield. I mean, Jung-Hoo Lee I'm excited to see a full season of him in center field, running down stuff. So defense and pitching, it's how they won the other rings. I don't know. I mean, again,
excuse me,
squeak into the playoffs somehow, some way, and who knows what happens. But
hey, man,
the NL West is so tough, dude.
Yeah, I know. And the Dodgers, I mean, they're going to win 110 games or some shit. It's going to be crazy to watch them.
Paulie, your guy Farhan's going to win 110 games.
I tell you what, if I see Farhan on the streets, he better cross the fucking street, man. I'm not kidding. I'm going to give him. It's not even a joke. If I see him coming, Farhan, I'm giving you. I'm warning you right now. I'm not going to attack you, although I wouldn't mind physically attacking him. I won't. But I might come after him verbally. So, Farhan, you see me coming, bro, cross the street, because I ain't got nothing good to say to you. Creative Tony, I want to go back to a comment you made about Bailey coming in overweight. It's funny now that, like, by the way, are you overweight right now? Because I don't want to be body. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. Maybe. I've been drinking a lot of beer. I've been drinking a lot of beer lately, so maybe. I don't believe in a scale though. I don't step on scales.
It's so funny how like now, like in our vernacular, in like this age that we live in, everybody's hypersensitive. Everybody like people are so sensitive, like it's not fun anymore. But so now everybody's like, oh, don't body shame Patrick Bailey, man. Don't body shame him. You know what I mean? Like, and then you think back in time, like guys used to body shame themselves. Think about like. We talked about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame the other day, like that guy Fats Domino. That's me. Call me Fats. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nobody out here in 2025 being like, yeah, call me Fats because I'm a big dude. I'm cool with that. Now it's everybody's like, oh, don't call him Fats Domino. Yes, call him Fats Domino. Anyway, Tony,
how about the fact that you're getting paid to be in shape? I don't know. That's what I've always said. Like, even though I've been known to enjoy some herbal delish and stuff like that, I say like, if I was a pro athlete and I was getting paid millions of dollars and you told me, dude, you cannot smoke during the season, no problem. Where do I sign? Like you said, that's my gig, right? I'm a professional athlete. Well, they should come to camp in shape. I do agree. I mean, Paulie, it goes back to college. When I was playing in college, like I abstained from a lot of things when I played, but then I had a 5th year of school because I didn't finish all my credits because I transferred.
Yep.
That 5th year when I wasn't playing ball anymore, you know.
Watch out.
I was done abstaining. Let's just say that.
I got you. Hey, Tony, throw Big Bass up there, another super real quick, and you know,
hello, can you go?
Death Row. What
a brother know.
I like doing some Chuck D.
Once
Big
again,
Bass,
back is the incredible, the rhyme
animal.
animal.
Nice. The Public Enemy number 1. 5-0 said freeze, and I got numb. Don't get me going on Chuck D. I'll go all day.
You want to talk about a great follow on social media, by the way. Chuck D is a great follow on social media. He's a great artist, too. He posts like some really good artwork that he busts out, and he goes,
every day.
Yeah,
he's putting artwork up every day. I don't know how he does that, but anyway, I'm with you. And Big Bass, thank you for the 2 spot. I'm with you 1,000,000%.
Yeah, Big Bass, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Okay, Tony, now to get back on track, you were asking me about Will Clark and so what's your question? Like, why do I think
well, this is your question, Paulie. So I'm honoring your particles that you threw out into the atmosphere yesterday.
I appreciate it. I'm going to say I do think he should be in the Hall of Fame, and I'll tell you what. I know his numbers don't match up. I get that. The Hall of Fame has always had like these kind of plateaus. For hitters, you got to have 3,000 hits, 500 home runs, a 300 batting average is very helpful, but 290 guys can get in, even maybe some high 280s. Will Clark, though, shy of a lot of those, does not have 3,000 hits. He's got 2,100. Does not have even 300 home runs. He's got 284. 1,200 RBIs. He's got a 303 lifetime batting average, but let me tell you about some of the accomplishments here. Let me give you some of his 6-time All-Star.
Yeah.
NLCS MVP in 89, Golden Glove winner, 2-time Silver Slugger Award winner, led the National League in RBIs in 88. He was a Golden Spikes Award winner in 85. He's had his number retired. He's on the Giants Walk of Fame. So even the Giants as an organization have loosened up their kind of standards in letting Will Clark have a retired number, not being in the Hall of Fame. So at what point this generation of baseball players, the Hall of Fame is going to have to recalibrate their stuff, dude. Pitchers getting in now are not going to be able to compare with guys like Tom Seaver, guys of that previous generation that were throwing up monster numbers, pitching complete games. So how do you handle that? I'm asking you. You're a baseball lunatic. You tell me. How do you handle this generation of players that are never going to have those numbers, but they're going into the Hall? Some of these guys are going to get in.
It's the game evolving and also the pitching just changing. I don't want to call it evolving because I don't agree with the emphasis that the pitching is gone and we're just everybody trying to throw 100 miles an hour. I don't agree with that at all. And kids now are like enamored with trying to throw as hard as they can and they're blowing out their arms. And I'm hearing about high school kids like having Tommy John surgeries. And
what are we doing, bro?
Yeah,
high school kids. Yeah, Tommy
exactly.
John. Come on, man. Yeah,
exactly. But that's the deal now. Yeah. So it has to be there has to be some sort of recalibration about numbers and what I don't know, the emphasis on power, I guess, is what they need to consider. But looking, go ahead.
No,
I was gonna say, yeah, go.
Okay, so let me insert a question in this topic. And again, so your bottom line is no on Will Clark in the Hall of Fame?
Well, I just look at his numbers alone. I love Will Clark. I got his hat right here behind me. I love Will Clark.
I do
honestly.
I do
Will
too.
Clark, he's one of the first major leaguers I met when I was a kid, and I was just fell in love with the guy. So I love him. I've been looking at his numbers. I was looking at other first basemen that are in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And I looked at like guys in his around his era, like Todd Helton, Fred McGriff, right? A couple of guys and the Crime Dog fragment. Remember the Crime Dog?
Yeah, of course, bro. Yeah.
But dude, Todd Helton, 316 career batting average. What was it? 369 home runs, 1,400 RBIs, 1,406 in the RBIs. Fred McGriff in his career, 493 home runs and 1,550 RBIs, 284 batting average. And these guys played, McGriff played 19 years, Helton played 17, Clark played 15, Will played 15. So maybe if Will played a few more years, he'd have a few more numbers to boot. But
I got you, man. Numerically speaking, no, he doesn't match up. I get that. I do. I get it. But it's unfortunate. Now, here's another one, and I'll get off this last thing real quick. And again, this is a guy, I know the answer is going to be no. but I'm throwing it out there anyway, just because this is a guy I really love this guy. I want to talk about Tim Lincecum for a second. And
yeah.
I feel like, because I just brought up his numbers when you were talking about McGriff and everything, and I'm looking at Timmy, and I feel like Timmy was a Hall of Famer, but he was only a Hall of Famer of that caliber, of that kind of talent for like a 5-season stretch. Like he didn't do it long enough, unfortunately.
Correct.
But let me just throw some of his accomplishments at you and consider this. Again, Tony, in this era where pitchers are going 5 innings, and that's called the quality start.
I know.
Like, I'm just saying, you got to reconsider these things now, because no one's going to be able to match up numbers that we've seen in the past. So here we go. Timmy.
You know what that reminds me of, dude, real quick, Paulie? Is that like, it's like the quality start of 5 innings. It reminds me of when I went and saw the Killers at the Warfield. The Killers at the Warfield years ago.
Well, shout out Brandon Flowers if you want to. I'd rather
I'm not shouting out. No, I'm not shouting out.
Okay.
I'm saying they played a set that was less than an hour, and they acted as if I should like tip them on the way out, or if
nice.
I mean, I was so pissed off. I'm like, wait a second, you just played less than an hour. Yeah, and I'm supposed to be thrilled about this. Yeah, and I feel the same way about these pitchers that 5 innings. Ooh, you went 5 innings, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, and I know I'm in the minority here.
Okay,
but a pitcher's duel of 2 guys battling into the 7th or 8th inning, dude. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. That is, for me, like a 1-run game, like it's 2-1, 1-1, whatever it is. Phenomenal, dude.
All right.
By the way, Lily, got to put Lily up here.
Oh,
Lily.
Hey,
there we go.
Lily. All right. Hey, I hope
nice, Lily. I like your take too. Both players go.
No, what does it say, T? I'm not reading that well.
Both players played at HR ballparks. Hashtag Will Clark for Hall of Fame. So.
I got you. Thank you, Lily. And by the way, Lily, I hope you watch that Sly Stone movie. We can rap about it next week. Tony, real quick, and thank you very much, Lily. Have a great weekend, dear. I want to give you some of Timmy's numbers, just real quick. Okay, you cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
Tim Lincecum. I don't like the ERA. Shit. That's a tough one. Yeah, no, it bums me out because when he was at his best, he was unhittable. When he's unhittable. But here we go. Let's just get into it. Here they come. 110 wins. You know what I mean? They're letting guys into the Hall of Fame generally have like close to 300, so he's way off that. His earned run average is 3.7. And that's unfortunate. I don't even feel like that really reflects how dominant he could be. Strikeouts over 1,700. Well, here come the bright spots. You ready, Tony?
Go.
4-time All-Star, 3-time World Series champion, 2-time National League Cy Young Award winner, back-to-back, 3-time National League strikeout leader, Golden Spikes Award winner, also pitched 2 no-hitters. So he's done
the 2 no-hitters thing is pretty impressive too, in and of itself.
In consecutive seasons, and that was getting later in his career, which I found very interesting. That showed me that he still had that on a given day. He could still find that, but it was really 08, 09, and then 10 were his real dominant seasons when he really was unhittable. I mean, I watched Timmy there were games you'd see Tim Lincecum throw like a 1-hitter for 8 innings, shutout ball, 2 hitters over 7 innings. Like he was.
And dude, you had to physically yank him off the mound. The dude never wanted to give up the ball, which I loved.
I did
you
too.
Want that from your starter. You don't want somebody just handing you the ball. You want them pissed that they're coming out of the game, dude.
And I will say one last thing about Timmy, and I know he's not getting in, but I wish he would, because he meant so much to the Giants. He resuscitated the whole organization. You got to remember, after Barry Bonds left, dude, this team was down.
Yeah.
And, you know, Boch came along. His first year wasn't great. And all of a sudden, Tim Lincecum comes up, and it was like, whoa. It was like a shot in the arm of excitement, of hope, and look where it all went. So anyway, we love Tim Lincecum. We love Will Clark. If it was up to me, I'd put them both in. I really would. Because of what they mean to this city, what they mean to this team. And they're both of those guys, at times, they were Hall of Fame talents. I guess they just didn't do it long enough. And in Timmy's case,
so how about do you think the Giants should retire Lincecum's jersey? His number?
1,000,000% yes. Without even any second thought of that. Because of all the reasons I just said, he packed the yard, dude. Remember how electric it would be when Timmy was pitching at the peak of his powers? Dude, that was like a must-see event. Like, don't mess with me. Yeah.
And also, I always preach to people about how baseball is my favorite sport because size doesn't matter. And he is the
shout out Tommy Lee. Size does matter in his world. You know what I mean? We've seen the footage of him driving the boat. I like to mention this to people just in case they wonder why I'm so fascinated.
Yeah.
When that tape came out, you listen, Tony and I are innocents. We're babes in the woods. We're trying to be good law-abiding kids. But when you and I worked in radio in the late 90s, I got news for you. That videotape was everywhere. There were like copies of it at the radio station. So at some point, you're going to have to take a look. All right, let's see what's going on here. And there is one scene, dude. The only part of the whole thing I remember is Tommy Lee standing there, the real Tommy Lee, stark naked, and he's got his piece up on the wheel, and he's basically steering the boat with his piece. You know what I mean? And ever since I saw that, I'm like, this guy's going hands-free, driving a boat around, stark naked. I got to give him respect. So anyway, you said size doesn't matter. I'm saying in Tommy Lee's world, it does. Tony,
I think we actually played. We used to play sound from that video.
We shouldn't be. Now I feel bad looking back. The poor girl. Like I'm not even kidding. Like Pam Anderson, dude. That's a shoot. I mean, that's terrible what she had to go through. Seriously. Nobody should have seen that. Yeah.
Agreed. But size matters when it comes to Tommy Lee. Size doesn't matter in baseball. And that's what I loved about Lincecum, dude. He not a big dude at all. And he was totally so unorthodox. His delivery was so unorthodox. I mean, that's maybe why he didn't last as long.
Hey, you know what? Can I do a little show and tell real quick to demonstrate this? I keep this. So I know you guys can't see this, but I'm at this big desk and I have a lot of crap on this desk. And one of the things I have is some great pictures of the old days. Check out this picture of me, Lee Hammer, Tim Lincecum, and Brian Murphy. You ready for it? Here it comes.
Go.
And this is like during a batting practice one day. But you mentioned Timmy's size. And you can kind of see he's a little bit taller than Lee Hammer, but he's not taller than me. I think he's 5'10", 5'11", something like that.
I think he's about 5'10", yeah.
Now it's a back shot. It's a back shot, but you'll see all of the culprits there.
Yeah, look at the hair. Heck yeah, Timmy, dude. Heck
Timmy,
yeah.
One of the and do you see Lee Hammer over there making it
on to the left? Yeah, to the left.
Paulie, don't get too close to Timmy. Don't give Timmy any weed before the game.
But by the way, Timmy Lincecum, one of the nicest, coolest, most down-to-earth superstars I've ever encountered in my entire career. Yes,
quick vignette as we roll on here with the top.
I know. Sorry, I know it's a dragon.
No, it's all good, dude. Come on, it's a high noon Friday,
Thank you,
man.
brother.
Come on.
Thank you.
And Leah Phillips wants to vouch for. She did comment saying that size always matters. Just one of the.
I knew it, comment. Leah. No, I knew it, man. I knew it.
Going down, part of the job for Shannon and I in the creative department at KBR was to go to Oracle Park every February before they go down to spring training and get liners from the players. And we wrote a liner. Hey, Tim has been out and out. Let Timmy smoke. He loves the cannabis. And so we said, hey, Tim, when he came in, we showed him the line of all we did was, hey, it's Tim Lincecum. Legalize it. Don't criticize it. Now back to Giants baseball. And he was so happy and started giggling and laughing. He goes, really? It's okay if I do this? And I go, dude, it's your call.
Totally.
It's your call.
Yeah.
I said, and you know what? And we'll, if you ever want us to delete it, we can delete it, but it's your call if you want to do it. And he did it and loved it. And then to the point where, who was the PR person at the time? I forget who the Giants PR person was.
Rhodes, maybe?
Blake? It might have been Blake. It might have been Blake. Anyways, doesn't matter. But that person told me that he was super excited that he recorded that. And I'm like, that's the type of dude he was. So we have forever saying legalize it, don't criticize it.
And I know he's had some tough I don't even know how to talk about it, but I know he's gone through a tough period recently, and I believe he's up in Washington. He does not come out in the public eye very often. But Timmy, if this ever gets around to you, dude, we love you so much.
Yes.
And anytime you want to come down and hang, hey, just let us know, man. We love you. San Francisco loves you, and we'll always love you. But 100%. Not just for what he did on the field, like Tony just said. That, and by the way, I dig you calling that a vignette. By the way, I want more Tony vignettes. Keep those vignettes coming. But this is why we love him so much. It wasn't just what he gave the city on the field. Behind the scenes, he was just a great, great dude. Really easy to hang with. No bullshit, no ego, no rock star stuff. Just a really great kid. All right, anyway, Tony, we're not even on to number 2 yet. We better get this thing moving here. So top 3 continues now. What's number 2 today, bud?
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Dom Peralta saying his buddy lives 2 doors down from him, and he's good these days. All right, Dom. Thank you for the update, dude.
Very happy to hear that. Yes,
great to hear.
Thank you,
great
Dom. Or DC, rather.
DC.
Sorry. Yeah.
DC, you're on fire, dude. Here, come on, DC. We just got to put it right up there. Look at this. Come
Life
on.
is good sipping on a beer, listening to High Noon, having lunch. Cheers to you, brother. Back to the grind next week. I feel you, DC. Enjoy this happy hour. That's why we're doing it, man.
Yep. And and enjoy the weekend, everybody. Enjoy it. Really dive deep into your weekend. Have a great weekend, everybody. That's what they're for, man. I'm still for the 4-day work week. If somebody can just make it a 4-day work week instead of 5, everybody will be much happier. Okay.
Creative Tony, on to number 2 in your top 3, sir.
Number two.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Dubs are at Sacramento tonight, 7 o'clock. The Jump at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
At why am I blanking on the name of the arena? Come on.
Golden One Center, something
Golden
like
One.
that.
Golden One Center.
Yeah.
Golden One. Yeah.
Something.
It's where the Beam is, Paulie.
Man with the Golden Gun Center. You ever see Man with the Golden Gun? Good James Bond flick, by the way.
Oh,
yeah.
Man
with the Golden Gun. By the way, also, that's Tommy Lee's nickname in certain circles. I'm kidding, of course. Tony, go ahead.
Jesus.
Yeah. Just throwing it out there. Man with the Golden Gun. Get it? Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
It's Friday, baby. It's Friday.
It's loose.
It's got to keep it loose. Yeah. You know what Jimmy Page used to describe Led Zeppelin's music? He was like, I want to keep it loose but tight. I love that.
Dude.
Tony, loose but tight. That's Jimmy Page. Yeah.
That in a nutshell. That's like my favorite style of music, loose but tight.
And that's kind of Led Zeppelin. If you really think about that phrase, that's what they were. They were loose but tight. I love that. Jimmy Page.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want a t-shirt with that. Just,
yeah.
Seriously. Maybe that should be like the mantra of our show, dude. Loose but tight.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Paulie, both teams are 28 and 27 going into tonight.
Yeah.
And I want to know who you think will both teams make the playoffs, and because they're both right now at 9 and 10, I believe, tied at the bottom of the pack.
Okay.
Playoff pack.
Yep.
Will both teams make the playoffs, and if so, who do you think will have a more successful season?
I think the Golden State Warriors will ultimately when the smoke clears. I think losing De'Aaron Fox and the Kings kind of being positioned where they are in a very competitive Western. I actually think the Warriors are going to put their foot on the gas. I have a really optimistic feeling. I do. I really feel good about this back stretch. I think the Warriors will make the playoffs, and sorry, Sacramento, I don't think they're going to. I could easily be wrong, of course, but that's my initial. That's my gut feeling. Yeah.
I think you might be right. Losing De'Aaron Fox is not just a blow to the physical part of the team, but it's also a blow to the vibe of the team. I think he was kind of the commander of the team, and I feel like letting go of him was like, ooh, that's pretty rough stuff. Because I could easily see the Suns supplanting the Kings in the playoff race. Because right now the Suns are behind the Dubs. But KD is not having that, and neither is Booker. And the Suns are actually a good team. I think they're underperforming. I think look out for the Suns during the home stretch, down the home stretch, as they say.
Tony, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I want to make just one quick comment, then we go right back to top 3. This will only take 10 seconds because John Joseph is out here dropping bombs. John Joseph just wanted to remind me that he goes, Mr. Scaramanga was the guy with the golden gun. You're 100% right. And I believe he was portrayed by Ricardo Montalban, the guy from the Fantasy Island. And am I right about? No, you know what it was? My bad. It was Christopher Lee, but then Tattoo from Fantasy Island was in Man with the Golden Gun. Scared the shit out of me actually as a kid because there's a scene where Tattoo's like crawling around. He's got a knife in his mouth. I was like, that was very unsettling to see that as a kid. I'm not kidding. I really was. I was trying to figure that out, and I was trying to figure out all these James Bond, the Bond girls, as they're called. Because James Bond would be like sleeping with like 100 girls in every flick. And I was like, wow, is this what happens when you grow up? I got Tattoo with a knife. There's all these girls. Adulthood's going to be fun. Creative Tony.
By the way,
yeah.
Mark Crawford, just with the comment, just says no. His comment just says no. So
in regards to what?
I don't know. So I hope
he's probably talking to somebody. Yeah.
I hope he elaborates. And by the way, you brought up Tattoo and you brought up Ricardo Montalban. Fantasy Island was one of my favorite shows as a kid. I loved Fantasy Island, dude. I think it came on Friday nights, and it was like Dallas, Dynasty.
You're close. You're close. I'm going to go ahead and say with pretty certain confidence that it was Saturday night. And I think, Tony, it went Love Boat, Arrow, Fantasy Island.
Okay, so then Friday nights were then Dallas Dynasty.
Correct.
Saturday.
That's correct. Saturday was Fantasy Island and Love Boat, the 1-2 punch, which is a hell of a 1-2 punch. That's a hell of a 1-2
question
punch.
for you.
Yeah.
One question for you.
Yeah.
Who shot JR, Paulie? Who shot JR?
I got to tell you, I don't know. I didn't watch Dallas. I don't know, but I remember the show.
You never watched Dallas? You never watched Dallas?
I didn't.
Oh, dude, the Ewings, dude. Come on, man. Sue
I'm
Ellen.
sorry. I'm
You weren't
sorry.
down with Sue Ellen?
No, it's not that I'm not
man.
down. I was a
Dude.
kid. I was probably I was in high school. I was probably out on Friday night. Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that's rough stuff, man.
You go, Sue Ellen?
Dude, Sue Ellen was gangster.
Was that
man.
the
She was-
show that Victoria Principal was on, by the way?
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
yes,
dude. I
man.
should have watched you. Now that I think about that, I should have watched because I saw Victoria Principal like doing this Nautilus commercial when I was in high school, and I was like, oh my god. I remember because I was a little kid, and that like welcomed me to manhood a little bit. You know what I mean? When I saw Victoria Principal, I'm like, holy smokes! But I should have watched Dallas.
It's
but I
okay,
didn't.
Paulie. You can always catch up. You know, you can find the episode
When
somewhere. And by the way, it went Dallas, Dynasty, and then I would turn to TBS and watch Night Flight after Dynasty.
Wow, that's kind of the inspiration behind our Wednesday night flights. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right,
We could,
great.
bring back Night Flight. Yeah. So the number 3, Tony's top 3. You ready for number 3? And then we're gonna keep moving.
Yes.
Number 3, and this is just inspired by the Boston Garden last night for the USA Canada game, which was just the vibe in that building seemed
it was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Incredible and super loud and just a lot of. It was a raucous environment, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it led me to want to ask you number 3.
Okay.
For a game or a concert. Would you prefer, and obviously basketball doesn't, well, no, actually, let's just do concerts.
Okay.
Let's just do shows.
Concerts, would I prefer what?
Indoor or outdoor for a show? If you had to choose, to see a show, to see.
Okay. I'll answer
outdoor.
that. I'll answer that if I get to choose my own venue. Do I get to pick the venue?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to choose indoor, and the venue is going to be Madison Square Garden because
Beautiful. Mhm.
I don't even know how many. I saw dozens and dozens and dozens of shows at Madison Square Garden over the years. I still go back sometimes, dude. I'll still fly back to the Garden to see shows. That's how much I love that place. There's something particularly electric about the atmosphere in that building, and that goes for the crowd, that goes for the band on stage, and on top of all that, Tony, there's excellent acoustics in that building.
Yeah.
It's some of the best sound you'll get in a big arena like that. A lot of times it's hard to do sound in these big buildings, but the Garden, for whatever reason, was built properly. It sounds killer in there. The vibe is killer. The excitement is killer. Now, I love the Greek. I love Shoreline. I love outdoor gigs, especially in summertime. Yeah. But again, I can't forget what I saw. And what I saw at the Garden was so special. And not just with the Grateful Dead. I'm talking any band. Yeah. Any band that played there would always step it up. So that's me. I go indoors. I go to the Garden. Same question to you, T. How about you?
Oh, I love it too. We're getting great comments too. Like Sons of Johnny Lee said, Bruce at MSG, and So Paulie, I love MSG too. I've seen some great shows there too, and Chase Center gives me MSG vibes for a concert.
I'll buy that. I like Chase Center for shows too. I wish there were more. I've seen there, I really like. Yeah,
the acoustics in that room are really good, and it's designed after they renovated MSG. It reminds me of, or Chase Center reminds me of MSG.
I like that comment. That's a great comment, and I feel like there's an intensity at Chase Center when I see shows. Like there is. There's a good intensity in the building, and I like that. Yeah.
Paulie, I'm gonna go against the grain here, or against your grain here, and it's kind of like remember when George would rub the velvet against the grain, and he
just push it against the grain. Yeah,
George Costanza, that is, when he would wear the velvet tracksuit, dude. He
goes, I want to drape myself in velvet and eat a block of cheese. Remember, he's like walking around with a block of cheese in his velvet. That's like his fantasy weekend. And that's George Costanza.
I remember. I don't think this was the same episode.
Against the grain.
Rub it against the grain. I remember another episode where he said, "I was eating a block of cheese the size of a car battery."
I like it. And then Seinfeld's like, I don't know how you equate happiness with a block of cheese. He's like trying to figure that whole thing out.
Dude, we're getting Seinfeld today out of you. We're getting Eddie Vedder today.
It's all happening today. Yeah.
So no, but I'm going against the grain because I would go outdoor, and I would also. There's something for me about being able to look up at the stars. Or look up at the clouds or the trees or the most recent shows I've seen at the Frost.
Totally
make me really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And also I feel this way specifically because of the gorge up there in Washington, because when I've seen Fish at the Gorge, the first set is like in the late afternoon and the sun's going down, early evening, and then night turns to day. It's almost like you're seeing two shows in one.
Yeah,
with two different vibes.
Yeah,
so you got, like, you know, the sunset set, and then you got the dark set.
Okay,
and so for me, I would go outdoors, and also the shows I've seen at Red Rocks, Greek Theater was mentioned in the comments. So yeah, I would go outdoors just because when I can combine nature and music together, I feel like I'm winning,
dude.
You know,
I totally know. And there was something to me that was like, and I'm very Grateful Dead specific here, but there was something about seeing the Dead in the summertime and being outdoors. It was always, in fact, Winks, my buddy Winks is on the text line right now. He and I went to a bunch of Dead shows at RFK in the summertime, RFK Stadium, Washington, D.C. And check this out, Tony. For the RFK summer shows, they would not, on the field, there would be no seats and no tarp. So you would literally be walking around on the grass that the Redskins used to play on. So I would like take my shoes off and have like bare feet in the grass in the summertime. And that was like a great memory for me. Like, I love that.
Yeah. Going barefoot, dude.
Yeah.
Going
in the
barefoot,
but on the grass, not like concrete, standing in nice plush grass. It was really a great feeling.
I just want to address the comments real quick.
Me too.
NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC. Yes, the Warfield is my favorite venue in San Francisco, hands down. Number one. Paulie knows
that makes three of us. Count me in on that too. That's my favorite.
Number one in the Bay Area, not just in San Francisco.
Agreed.
In the Bay Area.
Agreed.
And Leah Phillips was asking, yes, I listen to music while I hike, and I want to know what I'm doing after the show today. I'm going on like a 5-mile hike. I'm putting the tunes on, and I'm getting lost in nature. So,
what about the tunes? Don't tell me you've forgotten.
Dude.
Yeah, the charisma, dude. Robin Zander. Go ahead.
And then the leg slap, the dream. Your mama's all right. Your daddy's all right.
By the way, next time you see that scene, keep an eye out for the tempo that he's doing like the tempo so fast.
Yes.
It's all right. Anyway,
in the bleachers, by the way, in the bleachers.
Stacy, I'm trying to do business. You know what I mean?
He was trying to sell tickets.
But she's pregnant with Damone's kid, for Christ's sake. She's
I know.
Stacy, and then when he walks away, he's like, "Hold him, look at him." He gives the girl the cheap trick tickets. Look at him, hold him.
Dude, it was the only like real darkness of Fast Times, but you know,
it's pretty
dark. Enjoy the light. Enjoy the light, you got to have darkness, Paulie. So
okay, good point. Good point. That's a good point, man.
Oh, by the way, shout out Jay Blakespeare's book. I have it right here. Between the Dark and the Light. If you can't see it on the screen, by the way.
I do. I see it. And that's Jay Blakesberg. You're reminding me, is a guy we should actually get on the show because he's always got new books, new exhibits.
Hang on, Paulie. Yeah, go.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, Jay is one of our friends. He's a great Grateful Dead photographer who he shot a lot more than just the Grateful Dead, but he's primarily known for Grateful Dead work. And if Tony can get the book out, that's one of his books right there.
Look at that. It is a fantastic book by Jay. All of his photography. I mean,
pick up a random page. Show me something.
Look at what I just opened to. There's Bobby.
Hey, y'all. I got my watch on today, y'all. Check it out. I like the one in the middle, Tony. Look at the pose he's got. I'm going to put my hand on my fist. Pose out like this.
Look at this picture of Phil, dude. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's
look
nice.
That
looks like this.
I miss Phil. I miss Phil so much.
Okay.
Hey, Paulie and I interviewed Phil. Gosh, like 20 years ago in the studios of KMBR.
I still have that. I have a copy of that on CD. That interview.
So do I.
By the way, do you remember that? Tell me a quick story about Phil Lesh. This is true. When Phil Lesh wrote his book, this is like in the early 2000s. We set up an interview with him, and he came in the studio. Yeah. And Tony and I sat down with Phil Lesh, and Tony. We were using Billy Steele's studio. Now, Billy Steele was a great DJ on KSAN on 107.7 The Bone, and he used to do a heavy metal show on Friday night. And I'm talking like Billy would have like Overkill, fucking Megadeth, like the heaviest shit ever. And like and Phil Lesh sat down and he started picking up the CDs. He's like, Overkill. He's like, wow, look. He goes, this is do you remember that? He started looking at the metal and he was laughing. Phil started laughing at the bands. He was like, this one says like Napalm Death. And like it was so cool. It was just a little like fun moment we had with Phil, like off. In fact, we might have recorded that, dude. I think the tape was rolling.
Actually, I think it was too. I think
it wasn't part of the real interview, but it was like right before we started taping. And he was it was just funny to see him like looking at those metal shows, metal bands. All right, Tony, on to the final segments of the show today.
Final segments of the show. Can I just do two quick bookmarks? I'm not even play the open. I'm not even going to play the open.
While you're doing the bookmarks, I wanted to answer a question that Escobar III asked me. He asked me earlier. We're talking about venues. He goes, "Paulie, you ever been to Carnegie Hall?" I have not, and I have walked past it a million times. I would love to see a show in there. You ready for this, bro? I know for a fact that The Who played Carnegie Hall and Led Zeppelin played Carnegie Hall. It's a true story. Yeah. But I've never been inside, and I would love to. Someday I will, but I have not done that yet. Anyway, Tony, bookmarks. Let's rock.
Good question, by the way. So here, I'm just going to present this right away. This is Friday Vibes from one of our favorite Twitter accounts, Super 70 Sports.
That's what I needed today, dude. Yo, Sensei! Yo,
Friday
Sensei!
is dude, Super 70 Sports. Friday is a leg, sweep it. And there's like a Johnny Lawrence and Sensei. I'm watching Cobra Kai season 6 right now. Paulie, you got to get in. For those who have seen it, great.
I will.
If you haven't seen it, I dive in from season 1. You're not gonna be upset about it. Now the next bookmark, we're just gonna scroll down here. Look at this swing.
This is why I want him in the Hall of Fame. Look at my guy with the turtleneck. He's awesome.
Look at the best part of this too. Chipper Jones was asked, "Can you rank the swings of your top 10 hitters in no particular order?" He said Griffey, Will Clark, Bonds, Pujols, Miggy, Ichiro, Gwynn, Boggs, Brett, and Manny Ramirez.
Oh, dude, that's so cool. He's got Will Clark ahead of Barry Bonds.
And look at that. And look at that swing. God bless America. That's a beautiful thing.
I know.
Look at that thing.
Keep that thing going. Just keep it on loop. Keep that thing on loop.
Oh, what a just. He was such an inspiration.
Man, one of the really the coolest things, and if people ever wonder if you get jaded being in this line of work for so long and meeting all these people and maybe it doesn't matter, let me tell you right now, I am so still to this day, dude, I'm blown away that I even know Will Clark, and I'm blown away that he's super cool with me. When we see each other, I love talking to Will Clark. He's a fascinating dude, and Tony, he's one of these guys he can walk into a batter's box right now and spray balls all over the yard. He could easily.
Well, his swing was all about rhythm. It wasn't about trying to do anything except make contact. But a lot of times he had taken so many reps that when he made solid contact, the ball would travel very, very far, man.
Yeah.
Look at that swing. It's just a thing of it's artwork.
And I really like that Chipper Jones put him ahead of Barry Bonds. That's badass.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. That's badass. Great bookmark. Thank you. Who's that? Is that Buddy Guy? No, who's
Buddy Guy. Yeah, it's Buddy Guy.
Oh, look at Buddy, man.
And it just says
he's the last one. He's the last one of that original Blues guys.
The post says nothing cooler than an 88-year-old Buddy Guy drinking cognac with one hand and playing "Sunshine of Your Love" with the other. So it's
my god, that's a great track too.
Is that great?
Buddy Guy forever, man. Just keep going, buddy.
Moving on.
Is that a Jets fan?
What's Flower Children hadn't completely taken
over. Hold on a second. We don't need the audio. All you need is this fan. Look at this guy back in the day.
Yeah, take a hit.
Swinging a flask.
Take a hit.
Cigarette in the hand. I mean,
I thought he was going to stick the butt in the bottle. Okay, I see what he's doing. I just going to put. Yeah. No, my guy don't give it. He don't give a damn.
Watch this. Watch the head shake after the swing. Watch the head shake after the swing. Ready?
Yeah, I feel the bite. I'm trying to figure out what team is this?
I think it's based on the colors, maybe Green Bay or I don't know.
Eagles, maybe the Eagles
or the Jets. Eagles.
It's hard to say, but then he has a red jersey on, so I don't know what's going on with this.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I love it.
I love it too. By the way, try doing that today.
Well, and then I'm doing this here just for this is just for fun on a Friday. Mike Damone. I think you put this in there, Pete.
I did. But there's a punchline if you can enlarge it. You got to enlarge that. Is there a way to? There it is. Okay, look. He's selling Sabbath tickets. Get it? You know what I mean?
Oh!
He's like, yeah. Scroll down. Look at the grill. Dude. Look at my guy. Is anyone still looking? You see? That's why you got to blow it up. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
that's great, B. Nice work. And then the last bookmark I've got here, dude. Actually, let's watch Adames real quick. This is Adames. Boom.
Ooh,
that was his second swing of BP.
Nice rip
in Scottsdale Stadium. Let's enlarge this. Okay, if you want to get a little excited about Giants baseball, I don't know. Check it out. Watch this right here. Ready? Oh,
yes, sir. That does make me feel better. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. That makes me feel a little better.
That's a nice cut. I'm gonna get one more time. Just one more time.
Sure, man.
I mean, look at the legs on him, by the way. Jesus.
Yeah,
man.
Nice rip.
My goodness, he could be like a running back for the Niners.
That ain't Bailey in the squad, is it?
I don't think so. No.
He's not fat enough. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's how I could tell it wasn't Bailey. He wasn't fat enough. Kidding.
Right, here's the last bookmark, Paulie.
Okay.
And I played this. This is phenomenal.
I just loved it. What are we doing with Draymond? I love it. Oh, the kid. Yeah. Turn this up. This is great. This is great.
So some kid asks to take a picture with Draymond.
Look how happy that kid is, too. It's like his dream come true. Look at Draymond.
Yeah. Here we go.
Say what up, my fella. Take the fucking picture.
That's Draymond. Give me that one more time. You don't have all day to wait.
Say what up, my fella. Take the fucking picture.
I can't wait to see him tonight. Let's go get it, Draymond. Me and you, buddy. Let's go get it.
One more time.
Yeah.
Say what up, my fella. Take the fucking picture.
That's just the best, dude.
Look at his face right there. I love that. Go get him, Draymond. You do your thing, man.
Forever.
You do
Draymond for life. So that's some good bookmarks for us, P. That's just, I wanted to get some of those in there.
No, thank you, my brother. Now, I see there are supers flying by, but I can't retrieve them. So
here, let me get them.
I think there's a couple of them, Tony, so keep an eye on that, because I just so the listeners know, I do not have the ability to, like...
Oh, dude, look at Sons of Johnny Lee, dude. You got Sons of Johnny Lee. I'm getting it. I'm getting it right here, man.
Okay.
Look at Paulie.
Here he comes again. Extend to 130. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll extend it as long as we can, because we're trying to wrap. We've been told by multiple sources that it is very wise to do it a very tight show. That's what we've been honestly. Just so people know, that's what we've been trying to do. Even Creative Tony was like, guys, we can't. When you were like, we were planning this show and how we're going to execute it and stuff, and Tony was like, dude, we can't go more than an hour. People don't want that much content. They just don't have enough time for that anymore. So that was the original idea, just to let people know why we're doing it. We're trying to give you an hour of good stuff. But if you want a few extra minutes, man, we'll give it to you. I can't say we're going to go all the way to 130, but we'll go as long as we can with what we have in front of us today. Because I do have some stuff I got to get to, T. I haven't even gotten there yet. So
we're going to get there. And Johnny Lee, Sons of Johnny Lee, I think we'll make it. I'm confident we'll make it. And thank you for the super, dude.
Thanks, Sons. Sons has been amazing, dude. He's been one of our biggest supporters. And
I can't appreciate this support enough from all of you checking out the show, and from everybody in the supers. And I know, Paul, you feel the same, but it's also great for like a guy like Sons of Johnny Lemaster, who we've known for years, who's been a great Giants fan and a great KMBR supporter. It's just really nice that he is with us on the ground floor of this.
I know,
as we're building this. And
I know
it's just, there's a lot of people that it's like the roots, right? It's all roots. And Sons of Johnny Lee, like, I don't want to get too sentimental, but thanks, man. It's really appreciated. Not just for the super, but just for your support, brother.
You know, it's funny, Tony, you're talking about like getting in early and like how we're building this from the ground floor, which is exactly what we're doing. I have to keep reminding myself that too sometimes, that we've only been doing this for like a month or a little over a month. It feels like we've been doing this for a long time, but we're really just right out of the gate. In fact, if I may I give you some very vague teases, just vague teases.
Yeah.
Tony and I and a couple other people now, we're working on something actually. I'm trying to figure out how to say this without really saying what I want to say. We're working on something, Tony. Well, let me just say this.
How about we can we bring in Bernie Sanders to say we're working on something huge?
Yeah, no, we are working on something rather huge, if you may. Once again, shout out Tommy Lee. And I got to tell you that in about a month, what?
The way that you've made Tommy Lee a theme of the show is
sometimes you have to. Yeah, sometimes you don't want to leave him out. I want to include Tommy Lee. So we might be able to make a big announcement in about a month. There is something in the works right now that is very, very exciting, but it's not done yet, so we can't get there. DC, keep it rolling until 1:30. Thank you, brother. Now they're feeling it, Tony. They applied pressure. They're applying monetary pressure. You know what I mean? Here's a donation. Keep going.
Well, this is amazing. DC, you're on fire, dude. I just got to your one super. Yes, keep it rolling to 1:30. I think we'll make it.
Okay.
Looks like we made it.
What are you doing? Neil Diamond right there? Who is that?
Yeah, dude.
What?
You might have given a little tease to my musical pick of the week or particle pick of the week, but like anyways.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying, but DC again, dude. When back into Paulie's closet.
I don't
What
think
is
I
it?
understand the question. When back into Paulie's closet?
I don't know.
I'm happy to answer it. I just don't understand what you're asking me.
Yeah, DC, listen to what you're referring to.
Elaborate.
Elaborate,
Yeah.
because the one thing Paulie taught me years and years and years ago, and I've preached it to like the media classes I've taught at Academy of Art or in high school or whatever, or whenever I give tours. And people used to ask me to give tours around the station, which I thought was hilarious, but okay, sure. Letting people into your private life on the air will help establish connections. And I remember you asking me this years and years ago, Paulie, are you comfortable doing that, Tony? Because if you're not, you need to maybe reconsider. And so this is when you and I were doing the show together.
I do. Yeah, sure. Totally. Yeah.
And that was a lesson I learned from you years and years ago, buddy. And yes,
well, you know why? I just
Mhm.
feel like, Tony, when we do that, if you do it, if I do it, if we tell a story, like the other day, remember a couple of weeks ago, I had these guys, I had a work crew that was here for a week. They were dragging out a hot water heater, they're putting another one. And the reason I include that in the show is because I always feel like when you're talking about real life stuff that's not sports, not entertainment, not music, nothing like that, just real life stuff, college tuitions, for example, you know what I mean? Like whatever it might be that people are going to relate, they're going to understand because we're all in the same boat. And that's why. Now, Tony, I want to get into the musical assignment, but I have to go across the room because my stuff is over there. Can you give me 10
and
seconds?
also I think and people are guessing that DC is referring to he wants the robe. He wants your robe. He wants you to put like I don't know.
How do you know that's what he's at? How do you know that though? I believe you, but how do you...
Leah's guessing he wants the robe, aspiring botanist robe out. So
I don't think we can robe because that's a Tuesday specific thing now. That's what I'm saying.
It's a Tuesday thing.
Tell you what we're going to do, Tony. Why don't you explain that? And also, please give our show email address because we have been getting some really cool emails. That's happening more and more. So let me go get my stuff.
I'll handle business while you go do your thing. Everybody, thank you again. paulie'spod@gmail.com email address. And thank you for those that have emailed. Thank you very much. And we'll do our best to respond as soon as possible. And John Joseph, your email was phenomenal, and we will respond to that next week for sure. I was talking about the amazing sports t-shirts is what DC is saying, Paulie. DC is saying, DC is talking about this sports t-shirts that you busted out of your closet like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's actually, you know what? I'll tell you what, DC, since you're asking and you're a super, I will do that next week. I'll do this next week. Tony, sports t-shirt. I got
actually, I have a t-shirt I'll share too. I have a t-shirt I'll share too. I'm writing.
I'm gonna actually I gotta make it into two because I'll forget.
Dude, t-shirts Thursday, dude. T-shirt Thursday. Shirt. Anyways, that's an idea.
We can make that better, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. We can come up with a better name, but I like that. All right, hold on.
Shirt day instead of Thursday.
Dude, wait a minute. How about something a little more suggestive, Tony? How about something like out of the closet with Paulie Mack on Thursday or something? You know what I mean? Like
we will in our post-show meeting, Paulie. We can discuss it.
That's a term you're not hearing that much anymore. You hear about Paulie Mack, he's out of the closet. You know what I mean? Like I want to be like something like that, out of the closet with Paulie Mack.
You know what? There never should be a closet if you want to know my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Beautifully said, Tony. I love that. Beautifully said. And DC, I got you covered. Thank you. And thank you for the contribution.
Thank you very much for the contribution, DC. And just to finish a little business, Paulie, YouTube, again, check out all of our stuff on YouTube, old shows, shorts. I put together a funny short this morning of Paulie and I talking about Geddy Lee and Steven Tyler getting in a fight at center ice if they did the national anthems together for representing Canada and the United States. Just stuff like that on YouTube at Polymax Particles. And then we're also on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram at Paulie's Pod. So
okay, so thank you, Big T. I'm going to come at you today. I'm going to dictate the musical assignment, and I've already kind of clued Tony in before the show. That way he's got time to find something appropriate. So, by the way, shout out John Joseph, who's now referring to himself as PMP Cadet number 666. I love that. Cadet number 666 reporting for duty, sir. Yes. All right, everybody pick up your complimentary joint and light that joint, sir. Kidding. Okay, Tony.
Dude,
with what you got?
NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC suggests thong Thursdays.
Well, I don't know if anybody wants to see that. Let's be honest. We don't have to pump the brakes on Thong Thursday. Unless Creative Tony, you want to thong up, man. I won't stop you. I doubt seriously anybody wants a thonged up Paulie Mack in their routine. I gotta assume. Yeah.
Bass. Big Bass checks in again, dude. Thank you for the super big bass. Gotta go. Is that G2G? Does that mean gotta go? Steve Gaines, Take My Time, Weekend Vibes. Dude,
I love it, man. I love it. Big bass, dude. Thank you guys so much. So Creative Tony, there's another one here coming in. Monty goes, guys, how about Taco Meat Tuesday? Show the taco meat. Boy, it's getting ugly. Well, it's a Friday. This is what goes on, man. This is what happens. And I'm right behind you guys, too. Believe me, when I'm done with the show and I get some lunch with me, we're going to get our own happy hour going. All right, Tony, so I wanted to do a musical assignment this week.
Yes.
With all the excitement with the hockey tournament. You know, I think a lot of eyes were on the game of hockey that normally wouldn't be there, even like yourself and the kids. Like, you guys are casual fans at best, but it was so compelling and the competition was so good that everybody got excited by it. And I thought it was great. That's great for hockey. It's great for us. And what I thought we would do today, even though the U.S. came out on the short end last night, they lost in OT 3-2 to Canada. I thought it might be good to do songs today about America. Songs about the United States, songs that mention America, songs that like have some kind of connection to the good old U.S. or the American flag, stuff like
Love
that.
it.
So, Tony, if you are ready, why don't you go first, and then I'll wrap that up, and then we can get into the final stretch with the particle pick of the week. But anyway, what is your American-related song for the assignment?
Oh, well, it's, aptly titled, We're Coming to America.
Wow.
Today.
Nice. Tell me about it.
Today.
On the planes and the trains, they're coming to America.
With like the flag dropping in the background. Yeah.
You want to get fired up, man. Put this on. Put on America by Neil Diamond. I have it. Shout out to the used bin at Vinyl Solution in San Mateo, 25th Avenue and Vinyl Solution in San Mateo.
Yeah.
This is where I got this years ago. And I mean, look at have you seen the movie The Jazz Singer, Paulie?
I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Who's in it with him? Who co-stars in that?
Here's the back. I have actually not seen the movie, but I love the soundtrack.
Nor have I, so I don't know who that
Laurence
is.
Olivier? It says Laurence Olivier.
I know Laurence Olivier. Yeah. Sure.
But the song America, and by the way, the first Love on the Rocks, Hello Again, America, Songs of Life. Like those are the first 4 tracks on the album. Anyways,
Love on the Rocks.
Come on.
Big surprise.
I grew up.
Drink and I'll tell you some lies.
I remember that one. Yeah,
I grew up listening to Neil Diamond because my parents had it on the turntable often. So my musical pick, and you're going to put this on the Spotify playlist, right, Paulie?
Oh, you know what? I'm glad. Thank you for the reminder. Yes, let me get that. I'm going to just make a note right now.
While you're writing it down.
And what's the track? Coming to America?
It's just called America, buddy.
Okay. They're coming to America. I got you covered, man. We'll put that on right after. Totally right after.
And can I do? Yeah. So that's America. And by the way, the Spotify playlist, everybody, is called PMP 25. PMP 25. Every Friday when we do these musical assignments, we're going to take the songs that we choose and put them onto this playlist.
It's getting pretty. It's like starting to grow nicely now. Like you can actually throw it on and be entertained for like 30, 40 minutes where we are at this point. And every Friday, like Tony said, whatever songs we select, we'll throw them on right after the show. I've been taking care of that myself. You had another point, Tony. Finish your stuff. I can tell you.
My only quick point too is I got to do an honorable mention because I got to give love to one of our viewers / listeners, Rising Wolf. He left this on my doorstep this morning, dude. And I've been preaching to you, Paulie, about the dude Daniel Donato and how he calls his music cosmic country. Yeah. And Daniel Donato, if you get a chance to check him out, please do it. He just came through the Bay Area last week, and while I was there, or while Rising Wolf was at the show, he bought and dropped off Daniel Donato's record, Cosmic Country.
Damn, nice.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? And the first song, Why You Been Gone So Long, is the jam. That's where it first starts out. And I just had to, and he's from Nashville, so I just wanted to give that some love too for another American music selection. And I would love for you to put that song on the playlist as well, Paulie, from Daniel Donato. He calls his music cosmic country, dude.
Hold on one second. Dude. Let me note this one. Hold on, because I got a whole bunch of stuff going on here all of a sudden.
Nice. I'll read something while you're taking notes, okay?
Okay, cosmic. And what's the name of the track real quick?
Why You Been Gone So Long by Daniel Donato, Cosmic Country. Daniel Donato said...
Okay.
He says on the record, he says on the back of the record, without the Nashville neon light magic of the home of traditional country music, Robert's Western World, and the Don Kelly Band, this record would not exist. The 464 shows, 1,856 hours, 20,880 songs I've played there can be heard within every note I'll ever play and every word I'll ever sing. How about that?
Very nice, Tony. I've got you covered. And I will take care of that after the show. Sorry that I was distracted during that, but I got it. I got everything documented. Let me tell you what's going on here. We got a lot of commenters while you were talking. I noticed they said they were looking for the playlist on Spotify. They couldn't find it. Let's go over this real quick, you guys, because I want everybody to get a piece of this and enjoy, so we can do that together.
Yes.
What you need to do is, I'm going to do this one more time. Here it is right here. Okay. So maybe this is my fault. And of course it is. I'm always, if there's a problem, just assume I'm in the middle of that somehow. And I realize now that I've misinformed my audience and I feel like a colossal D-bag, but here's what I did. The formal name of the playlist this is all in caps, by the way, too. I'll show you in a second. PMP, Polymac Particles, in caps, PMP, second word, playlist 25. So this is what it looks like, guys.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Can you guys see that?
Where it says PMP playlist. Here, Paulie, I'm going to do this real quick for a second so people can see that.
Yeah.
Put it closer. PMP playlist 25. PMP is the official title of the playlist. PMP playlist 25.
And
Beautiful.
I will, and it's there. So I've been adding all the songs. Have been going like every week, and I'll add these today afterwards. But sorry about that. Yeah, PMP playlist 25. You should be good to go. Whoops, I just activated it. I got the meters going now, Tony. People say that was here. Okay.
I got to give another super from DC. DC, you are on fire, man. Thank you.
Oh, DC, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you for hanging out and making donations.
I like the hang loose emoji too. Nice.
Loose but tight, Tony. Loose but tight. Okay.
Loose but tight. Thank you, DC.
Songs about America. This thing is, there's a lot going on with this one, so let's just get right into it. I want to give you guys a song by Paul Simon today.
Nice.
The great Paul Simon. We just saw him on SNL 50 the other day. I love this song. It's a Simon and Gar. This is basically a greatest hits collection. It's called The Ultimate Collection. It's a double album. I recommend it. It's got a lot of great Simon and Garfunkel and solo stuff from Paul Simon. But the track I want to play today is just called America. It's a Simon and Garfunkel, all gone to look for America. Great track.
Didn't Bernie Sanders use that when he was campaigning? I want to say that
that sounds Sanders, right. That sounds right.
He used that song when he was campaigning.
Really beautiful song. The thing about Paul Simon is, like, I bet you everybody here today has at least a handful of Paul Simon songs they like, even if you're a casual fan. The guy, he's one of the greats.
Diamonds on the soles of their shoes, dude. Come on.
That's on here. That's on here too.
Yeah.
Everything, all the great ones are on here. So my track today is going to be America by Simon and Garfunkel. Let me make that for the playlist. Note that.
And Paulie, we're going to do this. Transparency is probably one of the main vibes we want here on this show.
Totally.
And so people are saying they still can't find the playlist. So we can.
What is going on? What are we doing?
It must be on a private. So it must be on a private setting. If you got to make it public, you got to make.
How the hell do I do that?
So we'll have to.
I'm dealing with this right now, guys. I'm really sorry. I thought everybody could get to this. I had no idea. Now I'm getting upset.
Yeah, people want to help. People want to help.
No,
they're just saying it must be on private.
How the F do I do that? I don't want it to be on private.
The playlist. Paulie was private. Now he's public. Nice, Leah. And John Joseph, you can drop off metal on my doorstep anytime, dude. Anytime.
Hey,
John Joseph.
Creative Tony, what do I do? I'm upset. I feel bad about like how we're dealing with this because
Paulie, I'm not on. I do Apple Music, so I'll have to check out the software of Spotify and get back to you because I'm not.
Well, positive. I'm pissed. Yeah, because I'm pissed now. Like there is a command. I'm so sorry, you guys. There's a command here that says make private, but I didn't hit that.
Hey, while you're checking that out, Sons of Johnny Lee Master did that. All of us know too. The Pajama Pants Dave Matthews Band tickets went on sale today too. Sons of Johnny Lee, you are now like required to give us ticket sale dates when they go on sale because you've 2 days in a row now you've done that. Thank you, buddy.
I'm totally confused. I'm baffled right now. Hey, Winks, I'm talking to Winks specifically real quick. Hey, Winks, do me a favor, bro. Hey, Winks, can you get this goddamn thing? Do you have access to this? PMP. I'm doing it one more time. Look at it. Learn.
Yeah, but it must be private. It must be private, dude. So it's probably like,
What's going on here? What do I have to do?
I don't know, but
I'm going to figure this out. Let me just tell you guys this. I will figure this out. I promise. I'm going to figure this out. So, Winks, I'll talk to you after the show. We'll get into this. We'll figure this out.
This goes back to suicidal tendencies. Leave me alone. I'll figure it out. Just leave me alone. I'll figure it out.
I'm not on drugs. I was just thinking, banter. The other day I was sitting in my room. I was thinking. It looked like I was thinking, but I really was. TV Party by the Circle Jerks. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I just talked about that the other day. That's on my Repo Man soundtrack. Although
you did.
Although I got it correct. I got to correct NorCal now. TV Party is actually by Black Flag. That's a Black Flag track. TV Party tonight. Great track, dude.
See,
TV
that's
Party.
the beauty of Paul. Everybody, you just got a glimpse into the beauty of Paulie Mac. He may not know the Spotify settings, but he knows that TV Party is by Black Flag and not the Circle Jerk.
Yeah, no, it's a Henry Rollins. That's a Black Flag.
Did the Circle Jerks ever maybe play it or like in honor of? Or
he's all over it because Keith Morris was a singer of Black Flag before Rollins. So
gotcha,
we just got some cross-pollination going. It's all good. All right, Creative Tony, final moments of the show today. Here we go. It's a particle pick of the week. Can be anything. Doesn't have to be music. It can be anything you want. Could be the tree in your front yard that you love so much, the oak tree. If that's honestly, if that's what's providing you with particle inspiration.
I do love a good. We have an oak tree in our backyard that is perfect for a hammock. So I have a hammock underneath there if I want to lounge. Right now, our basketball hoop is right there by the oak tree, so the hammock has gone bye-bye. But I do love a good tree, a good canopy of a tree. So my particle pick this week will not be a tree. Yeah. But Paulie, I do want to give you my particle pick first, then you can give yours. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is like in conjunction with your talk of Sly Stone this week.
I just dig you dropping a conjunction. It is in conjunction with, yes.
It's high vocabulary here on the Particle Show. You mentioned Sly Stone, the documentary. I've yet to see it. I'm going to see it this weekend. But because you mentioned it, it caused me to dive back into this book that I've had for years. And I got to give my friend Aaron Julin credit for giving me this book. Jesus, 25 years ago. Aaron was the keyboard. He played keys in my old band.
Nice.
I played bass. He played keys. He was all analog too. So his car was full of analog gear. Yeah. He wasn't the guy that just showed up with a digital keyboard and said, "Oh,
I hate that." Yeah, no, I hate that shit.
No, he had a Fender Rhodes. Nice. He had a Wurlitzer. He had he had it all. He had it all. It was great. I loved playing with him. He was great. Yeah. But he gave me this book, and this book here, I'll just show it. This is my particle pick of the week. The book is called it's called Funk.
Nice.
That's all it's called. And it's by Ricky Vincent, who is a Berkeley professor. And the book is all about the music, the people, and the rhythm of the one. And he calls it the one, meaning the beat of the one.
Yeah.
And so I highly recommend. The foreword is by George Clinton. There's a whole chapter on Sly Stone in here. So I gotta just say that if you're looking for a good read, and not a read that you need to read all the way through, you could just pick certain chapters. If you want to just read a chapter and then put it down for a while. The book is called Funk. It's a great read, and it's thick, but it's really good. And some of the chapters in here are phenomenal. I mean, can I just give you a couple tastes of the part one, Introduction to Funk, The Bomb. Part 2, the original Funk Dynasty, Slipping into Darkness. Part 3 is Searching for the Funk, Come Together. Part 4, the United Funk Dynasty, The Shining Star. So it's just, and like I said, and there's a whole chapter on Sly.
I bet there is. That's killer.
By Ricky Vincent. Okay, there you go, buddy. That's
pretty
my
awesome.
pick.
Just so you know, Tony, in the funk, kind of community, whatever you want to call it, George Clinton from Parliament Funkadelic, he was doing this thing and he said, I forget if this was in the movie or if this is from like a different interview I saw. It might have been in the movie. I'm forgetting. It might be in this new doc, but George Clinton was talking about Sly Stone. And imagine this. George Clinton from Parliament Funkadelic said the funkiest human being on the planet is Sly Stone.
Dude.
If George Clinton is saying that, it's going to carry some weight. But anyway, I know, DC, I am pissed off. I'm going to go kick my own ass after the show. Remember Spinal Tap when Paul Schaefer goes into the band's room and he's like, do me a personal favor, kick this ass. Go ahead, kick this ass. That's how I feel right now. I'm going to be lined up on I'll go down to 5th Street at Andy's Market and just wait for people to drive by and kick my ass. Because I am upset. I'm unhappy with my own performance today. Here I am. Hey, everybody, go check out my public playlist. Woohoo! Turns out there is no such thing, so I'm pissed. But we're gonna make it happen.
We will make it public, dude. We'll make it public, man. Hey, but like Paulie, but the transparency, like we've said from day one, we are learning on the fly.
Hey, Winks, I'm calling you right after the show with a lot of technical questions. Be ready for the call. It's coming in just a couple of minutes. So I'll get this. I'll get to it and look later on this afternoon. PMP playlist 25. I promise you we'll get it up there today.
Paulie, I'll post a blast on all of our social medias when we're up and running about the
okay,
playlist.
That's perfect. Thank you guys. So
and also Paulie, I want to just thank DC for another super thank you, DC.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate the love from everybody. Much love, everybody. And I just saw another funny comment before you get going, dude. Oh no, it wasn't funny. It was Naomi was saying that the book Funk is in the Sly documentary. So I got to go.
I don't remember that. Okay, cool. I don't remember seeing it in this thing, but that's killer. All right. Well, hey, we're going to close the show with this. And by the way, we did make it to 1:30. That's pretty cool. And thank you guys. Thank you super so much. And everybody else just hanging out. We freaking love you guys, man.
Heck yeah.
And we are going to do get-togethers. We're working on a bunch of stuff right now. But here we go. My particle pick of the week. Now, Creative Tony, you know me. I am what you would call a coffee enthusiast, right?
Yes.
In fact, I got my coffee sitting right here. I got my coffee pillow behind me. I'm a big coffee guy. In fact, I got to be honest with you. I'm like the Keith Richards of coffee. I'm 100% a junkie. Nothing to brag about, because if I can't get to coffee now, Tony, I got big problems. We're talking about headaches. I'm talking about blurred vision. Like, I'm the real deal, all the way addicted to caffeine, and I got to have it every day.
You're the who of coffee?
The Keith Richards. He knows what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. Don't you, Keith?
Yes. And also, Paulie, I do have to do this. If you're going to talk about coffee, let's just do this real quick.
Thank you, Dave Grohl. He knows what I'm talking about. Okay. So
there we go.
My particle pick of the week is this new coffee that I found, and I love this stuff. I'm like,
nice.
I'm foot to the floor a fan of this stuff. So here we go. It's called the Catahoula Coffee Company. I believe they are over in Richmond. I want to show you the bag. Here we go. So Catahoula Coffee, if you see this in your local store, do yourself a favor, and you see the brand I like, Lola, like the Kinks song, Lola. L-O-L-A-Lola, la 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 Lola. And then, like, Tony, to make you happy, I know you got to always check your boxes as well. Because if I don't, Tony's going to, like, crack me for something. Hey, man, that's not biodegradable. Well, check this out. Look at that. 100% renewable, kid. So I'm taking care of the planet. I'm drinking kick-ass coffee. I really do love this stuff, and I do recommend it. That's what I'm showing you today. I wouldn't have made it through this week without my Lola coffee beans. And all of the Catahoula coffee, the different flavors of beans they have, they all have, like, women's name, which I think is kind of cool. So you got, like, a Maureen blend. You got, like, a Jennifer blend. But I'm a Lola guy. I really like my Lola. So my particle pick of the week is this blend of coffee right here. Highly recommended. If you like coffee, try it. And then we can groove together on the same beans.
How did you stumble on that? Or how did you find that?
Well, because I generally look for like a medium kind of thing. Like, I don't like
at your local market, or like did somebody recommend it to you? You were just like, I'm going to try this. I'm going to give it a whirl.
I just gave it a shot, and I saw. To be totally honest with you, I figured if anybody's naming their coffee Lola, I'm going to try it.
And is it whole bean, or is that
you got to grind these? You got to grind these sons of bitches. You grind them down, but the whole process, dude, and then the aroma starts coming up. The crazy thing about this, listen to this.
Yeah, nice, Paulie. I read an article where, like, taking a good, healthy inhale of fresh ground coffee beans is very good for you. It's very good for you.
Good, because I do that every day. I do that about 10 times a day. So when you're grinding this stuff, you're like already getting that aroma, and oh man, it's so good. I might go brew some more. Might just go brew some more. Anyway, try it out, you guys. If you like coffee, this stuff is outstanding. It's a really, really nice drink. So, Creative Tony, I believe that's all we can give you today. If you want to take us home and dismiss the class, I'll wait.
I do. Can I just wish a happy birthday to just like 3 people quickly?
Sure, man.
Nina Simone born on this day.
Oh,
in 1933. I mean, just Nina Simone. I mean,
Genius.
you want to talk about one of the
genius.
Yeah. Also, Ranking Roger from one of my favorite bands. This is a shout out to Murph and his love for the English beat.
Shout out
Ranking
to
Roger.
Murph. Shout out to Murph. Where is he? Go ahead.
And Ranking Roger was like also went on after the English beat to do General Public.
Nice.
With Dave Wakeley.
Nice,
and
man.
then dude, anyways. And then Kelsey Grammer, dude. Kelsey Grammer, I just have love for Kelsey Grammer because he turned 70 today. But Frasier when he was on Cheers, and then to do the show Frasier when he was a radio disc jockey. Or he wasn't a disc jockey, but he was a therapist on the air in radio.
Yeah.
But I've always loved Kelsey Grammer. So his birthday, he turned 70 today. So just a few birthdays to celebrate today. And Jerry Harrison also his birthday today, 76. So
Jerry Harrison of
the Talking Heads.
He's around, bro. I see Jerry Harrison rather frequently. He's you see him like hanging around Sweetwater a lot in Mill Valley, like Jerry Harrison. He's part of the Marin County scene still. He's up and around.
Dude, totally.
Yeah.
And Paulie, on the way out,
yes,
we have to give some massive love to our partners at Longbridge Pizza, dude.
Because, thank you.
I mean, hey, by the way, Longbridge, Sons of Johnny Lemaster and DC have demanded we go to the 1:30 mark. Usually we're usually around the hour mark. So hope Andrew or Neil, one of you are still with us on the comment line or checking us out from afar. But longbridgepizza.com, Paulie, go for it, man. 2347 3rd Street, go.
Yeah, and what up, Baby Huey? Good to see you hanging out today. In fact, Baby Huey, I got an assignment for you, man. When you get out of work next week, point your car before you drive over that Bay Bridge. Point your car towards 3rd Street. Then you drive down 3rd Street. The address you put in your MapQuest is 2347 3rd Street. You stop your car, you lock it, you exit, you walk into Longbridge Pizza. You sit down, you tell Neil that I sent you. Okay, Huey, tell him. You go, Paulie Mac told me to come. That's why I'm here. And then you let Neil do the rest. He might come at you with a Nico. I don't know. He might come at you with some square pizza if that's the right day of the week. If you go on Wednesday, Huey, please, and this is something I urge you to try their chicken parm sandwich because it's legit. It's freaking legit. And Winks, one of my Jersey buddies, Winks, when you come visit, I'm taking you to Longbridge for a chicken parm. It's going to rearrange your DNA, dude, because they're hard to find. Chicken parm sandwiches are hard to find in the Bay Area, and he's cooking up a fantastic one. So Longbridge Pizza, I vouch for the pizza, I vouch for the atmosphere, and I vouch for the guy who runs the place, Neil Denardi. He's just a super cool guy. Fits in in the park community. Visit them online, place an order, they'll deliver if you're in the neighborhood down in Dogpatch. Longbridgepizza.com. When you go in, bring the family, you chill, enjoy the great music, laid back vibes, serious pizza, Tony.
And ask for Karen behind the counter, dude. She will pour you a nice craft beer.
Yes, ask for Karen. I like it. You know what? She's like the perfect person to greet you when you walk in.
Yes,
she's always
Steven's
so cool.
playlist too. Look for Steven's playlist. I will tweet out Steven's playlist, or maybe follow Longbridge on Instagram too. They're a fun follow on Instagram. They're putting out really fun videos. Andrew and Neil just crushing it out there. LXBXPX. CX is the, but I'll tweet that out later. The playlist for Longbridge Pizza, and also just a couple of events at Chase Center this weekend. If you happen to be going to the Warriors game on Sunday or Gabriel Iglesias tomorrow night, check out Longbridge Pizza before or after the game or the show because you will not regret it. In the words of Mike Damone.
Hey, you guys, thanks for everything this week. You've all been incredible. Really, I'm dead serious, you guys. And the people that have been talking about like this community we're building, that's really what's happening. It really is. And I'm telling you right now, when we start having our get-togethers, like when we get closer to baseball season, this shit's going to get crazy, Tony. I'm envisioning like people making out in the corner, like and phone numbers being exchanged. You know what I mean? Like it's going to get loose but tight. Loose but tight.
Loose but tight. And we got to talk next week, Paulie, about whether or not to do our first PMP hang on the season opener or the home opener for Giants baseball.
We got to get a lot of that going on too. Tony, dismiss the goddamn class for the love of God, please. Yeah. Let's and then that's what I'm looking for too. The ominous tones as we take you home right into the weekend, kids. Hey, go Dubs tonight. Go Dubs on Sunday. Like Tony just said, when you go to Chase Center on Sunday, you stop by Longbridge before, after, entirely up to you. Winks, calling you in about 5 seconds. Help me with this problem I've got on Spotify. Winks will help me. And we'll get that playlist up, and I'll tell Tony, and we'll tweet it out and make sure everybody can get to it. Beyond that, T, I just say have a great weekend, y'all. Final thoughts.
In the spirit of just the giving nature of our viewers and listeners, Dom Peralta, Dude, he is
Another
like
one.
maybe,
Jeez.
maybe he's like maybe he's like the lieutenant of the PMP army or whatever the highest rank of the PMP army, because he created the logos for the PMP army. He has been so active behind the scenes. Dom, thank you so much for the super. Thank you for all your help, and we'll be calling you next week. And
I know so much going on right now. I know, and thanks for everything behind the scenes, Dom. John Joseph, you too. We'll be wrapping. Creative Tony, let me do some troubleshooting, if I may. Troubleshooting. I'll add these songs to the playlist. Talk to my guy Winks. Figure out how to make so everybody can have access to it. And then everybody just have a great weekend. Be cool out there. We want to see you right back here on Monday at 11 a.m. Tom Tolbert joins us next week. Other special guests we're working on right now. Still working on Zaza. That'll happen when it happens. But I promise you, Raymond's on it. He knows what's going on. So everybody have a great weekend, and everybody be cool. And we'll see you on Monday. Peace, y'all.